Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving headfirst into a topic that's probably more familiar than you realize: locks and keys. We use them every single day, often without a second thought. But their history is actually incredibly fascinating. From ancient civilizations to cutting-edge modern technology, we're going to unlock, pun intended, the story of how we've kept our belongings and ourselves safe and secure throughout the ages. Get ready for a journey through ingenuity, craftsmanship, and a surprising amount of clever trickery. If you enjoy learning about the surprising histories of everyday objects, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the ordinary. Our journey begins way back in ancient times. Forget fancy metal mechanisms. The earliest locks were remarkably simple. Think large wooden bolts that slid into place, secured by wooden pins. These weren't exactly Fort Knox, but they were a crucial first step. Archaeological evidence points to the Egyptians and Babylonians as some of the earliest adopters of these kinds of locking mechanisms. In fact, some locks discovered in Egypt, dating back over 4,000 years, bear a striking resemblance to the pin tumbler locks we still use today, only on a much larger scale. Imagine the sheer size of the keys. These early locks were symbols of status as well as security. These Egyptian locks, though primitive, were surprisingly effective. The key would lift the pins, allowing the bolt to slide. It was a clever system for the time and incredibly influential, as the same core concept can be seen in much later designs across the world. Wood was the primary material, readily available, and relatively easy to work with. Of course, wood has its limitations. It's vulnerable to moisture and insects, so the longevity of these early locks is a testament to the dry climate of the region, and even more so, the ingenuity of their design. We also see evidence of these kinds of pin tumbler locks in ancient China. Moving across the globe, we find the Greeks and Romans also embracing locking technology. While they also used wooden locks, they began experimenting with metal components, especially bronze. The Romans, in particular, were known for their intricate designs and improvements to existing locking mechanisms. They also employed wards, which are obstructions within the lock that only a specific key with corresponding notches could bypass. These ward locks were often highly decorative, showcasing the wealth and status of the owner. Many surviving examples are beautifully crafted, almost works of art. The Romans weren't just about aesthetics, they also understood the importance of privacy and security. Their locks were used not only on doors, but also on chests, cabinets, and even jewelry boxes. Think about it. A Roman citizen safeguarding their precious coins, documents, or personal belongings within a finely crafted chest, secured with a ward lock and a heavy bronze key. It paints a vivid picture of daily life in the Roman Empire. Roman locks were distributed widely throughout the empire, meaning this technology also spread across Europe and even into parts of North Africa. As the Roman Empire declined, so did the widespread innovation in lock technology for a time. The focus shifted, and while locks certainly remained in use, the advancements slowed. However, ingenuity never truly disappears. In the Middle Ages, locksmiths continued to refine existing designs, particularly ward locks. These locks became increasingly complex, with multiple wards arranged in intricate patterns, making them harder to pick. Some even incorporated false wards, designed to mislead potential thieves. The craft of locksmithing became a respected profession, passed down through generations. Medieval ward locks were a game of cat and mouse between locksmiths and would-be burglars. As locksmiths created more complex locks, thieves developed new tools and techniques to bypass them. This constant back-and-forth fueled innovation. Some locks were even designed with internal mechanisms that would trigger an alarm or trap a thief. The pursuit of security became a driving force, pushing the boundaries of what was possible with the materials and technology available at the time. This also created an era of secrecy among locksmiths as they kept their best designs guarded. During the Renaissance, craftsmanship flourished, and locks were no exception. Locksmiths became true artists, creating elaborate and ornate locks that were as much works of art as they were security devices. Imagine heavy iron chests adorned with intricate carvings and concealed locking mechanisms. Many Renaissance-era locks were custom-made for wealthy patrons, reflecting their personal tastes and status. These weren't just locks. They were symbols of power and prestige, demonstrating the owner's ability to afford the very best protection for their valuables. One particularly interesting type of lock that emerged during this period was the puzzle lock. These locks required a specific sequence of steps or manipulations to open, often involving hidden levers, rotating dials, or sliding panels. They were designed not only to deter thieves, but also to entertain and challenge the owner. Puzzle locks became popular among the wealthy elite, who enjoyed the intellectual challenge of figuring out how to unlock them. Think of them as the escape rooms of their day, but much, much smaller. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, and everything changed. Mass production techniques revolutionized lock manufacturing. Suddenly, locks were more affordable and accessible to a wider range of people. This era saw the development of new lock designs, including the levered tumbler lock, patented by Robert Barron in 1778. This lock used levers instead of wards, making it more resistant to picking. It was a significant step forward in lock security and paved the way for future innovations. Now, you didn't need to be rich to have security. The lever tumbler lock wasn't perfect, though. It was still vulnerable to skilled lockpicks. Then, in 1818, Jeremiah Chubb patented an improved version of the lever tumbler lock that included a detector mechanism. If someone attempted to pick the lock, the detector would engage, preventing the lock from being opened with the correct key until it was reset by a locksmith. This invention was a major breakthrough, providing a significant deterrent to lock-picking. Now you had a lock that would tell you if someone was trying to get in. The Chubb detector lock became incredibly popular, widely used in banks, prisons, and other high-security locations. It established Chubb as a leading name in the lock industry. Interestingly, Chubb offered a reward to anyone who could pick his lock, a challenge that went unclaimed for many years. This further solidified his reputation for creating virtually unpickable locks. It was a bold move, but it paid off, cementing Chubb's place in the history of locks and keys. Can you imagine that today? Despite the success of the lever tumbler lock, inventors continued to search for even better solutions. The pin tumbler lock, based on the ancient Egyptian design, saw a resurgence in the 19th century. Linus Yale Sr. and his son, Linus Yale Jr., made significant improvements to the design, developing the modern pin tumbler lock that is still widely used today. Their locks were smaller, more reliable, and easier to mass-produce than lever tumbler locks. Now we have a lock design that circles back to its origins. Linus Yale Jr.'s invention, in particular, was a game-changer. He perfected the cylinder pin tumbler lock, where the pins are housed in a separate cylinder that can be easily replaced if the lock is compromised. This made it much easier and more cost-effective to rekey a lock. Yale's lock became the industry standard and is still the most common type of lock used in homes and businesses around the world. Think about the last time you lost your keys. You probably rekeyed a Yale-style lock. The 20th century brought further innovations in lock technology. The development of new materials, such as hardened steel and alloys, made locks more resistant to drilling and other forms of attack. Combination locks became increasingly popular, offering a keyless alternative to traditional locks. These locks relied on a sequence of numbers or symbols to unlock, eliminating the need for a physical key that could be lost or stolen. How many of us struggled with gym lockers growing up because of these things? The rise of electronics in the late 20th and early 21st centuries revolutionized lock technology yet again. Electronic locks using keypads, RFID cards, or biometric scanners offered enhanced security and convenience. These locks could be easily reprogrammed, allowing for flexible access control. Smart locks, connected to the internet, added even more features, such as remote locking and unlocking, activity monitoring, and integration with smart home systems. Everything became more technologically integrated with the invention of digital locks. Biometric locks, which use fingerprints, facial recognition, or other unique biological characteristics to grant access, represent the cutting edge of lock technology. These locks offer a high level of security, as they are difficult to spoof or bypass. They are becoming increasingly common in high-security applications, such as government buildings, research facilities, and data centers. You can now be the key, and that is pretty amazing, no? However, even the most advanced lock technology is not foolproof. Lockpicking remains a persistent threat, with skilled individuals able to bypass even the most sophisticated security measures. Lock bumping, a technique that uses a specially crafted key to force the pins in a lock into the open position, has also become a growing concern. This arms race between lockmakers and lockbreakers is likely to continue, driving further innovation in the field. The thing to remember is, if someone wants in badly enough, there is often a way. The Internet of Things, IoT, has introduced new vulnerabilities to lock security. Smart locks connected to the Internet can be hacked, allowing unauthorized access. Software glitches and security flaws can also compromise the security of electronic locks. It's crucial for manufacturers to prioritize security in the design and development of smart locks, and for users to take precautions to protect their devices from hacking. As we make things more convenient, we need to make them more secure as well. The future of locks and keys is likely to be shaped by advancements in artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning. AI could be used to develop more sophisticated lock systems that can learn and adapt to changing security threats. Machine learning could be used to analyze patterns of lock-picking attempts and identify vulnerabilities in lock designs. AI-powered locks could even be able to recognize authorized users based on their gait or other subtle biometric characteristics. The only limit is our imagination. Beyond technology, there's also a growing interest in the social and cultural aspects of locks and keys. They are symbols of privacy, security, and control. They represent the boundaries between public and private spaces. The act of locking a door can provide a sense of comfort and safety. Think about how you feel when you lock your house up at night. It's more than just a physical act, it's a psychological one. If you found this look back at the history of locks and keys fascinating, maybe you'd like to take a look at the history of a related field like safes and vaults. We'd love to hear what you think, so tell us in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. The language we use around locks and keys also reflects their importance in our lives. We talk about locking down an area, unlocking potential, or keeping something under lock and key. These phrases demonstrate how deeply ingrained locks and keys are in our culture, and how we use them metaphorically to describe various aspects of our lives. In the same way that we discuss things being key to a project to note their importance. The history of locks and keys is not just a story of technological innovation. It's also a story of human ingenuity, creativity, and the constant pursuit of security. From the simple wooden bolts of ancient Egypt to the sophisticated biometric scanners of today, locks and keys have played a vital role in protecting our homes, our belongings, and our privacy. Understanding this history can give us a greater appreciation for the technology we use every day and the ongoing challenges of maintaining security in an ever-changing world. As we look to the future, it's clear that the evolution of locks and keys is far from over. New technologies and new threats will continue to shape the field. The key will be to balance security with convenience, ensuring that locks remain effective without becoming overly complicated or intrusive. The quest for the perfect lock, the one that is both impenetrable and effortless to use, will likely continue for generations to come. It might be a never-ending pursuit. So, the next time you turn a key in a lock or enter a code on a keypad, take a moment to appreciate the long and fascinating history behind this simple yet essential technology. Remember the ancient Egyptians, the Roman locksmiths, the Renaissance artisans, and the 19th century inventors who all contributed to the evolution of locks and keys. Their ingenuity has shaped the world we live in today. Who knows what advancements the next generation will make? I hope you've enjoyed this journey through the history of locks and keys. It's a testament to human creativity and our constant need to protect what's valuable to us. From simple wooden bolts to complex biometric systems, the story of locks and keys is a reflection of our own ingenuity and the ever-present challenge of maintaining security in a world of constant change. What's your favorite type of lock or key? Let us know in the comments below. Think about the implications of this technology as it continues to evolve. Will physical keys become obsolete entirely? Will biometric authentication become the standard? Will AI-powered locks be able to anticipate and prevent security breaches before they even occur? These are just some of the questions that will shape the future of locks and keys. The future is unwritten, and it will be interesting to see what comes next. The history of locks and keys is also a reminder that security is an ongoing process, not a one-time fix. As technology advances, so do the methods used to bypass it. It's crucial to stay informed about the latest security threats and to take steps to protect yourself and your belongings. Whether it's upgrading to a more secure lock, using strong passwords, or being cautious about clicking on suspicious links, vigilance is key to staying safe in an increasingly complex world. Ultimately, the story of locks and keys is a story about trust. We trust that the locks we use will protect us from harm, and we trust that the keys we hold will grant us access to the places we need to go. This trust is built on centuries of innovation, craftsmanship, and a relentless pursuit of security. As we move forward, it's important to remember the lessons of the past and to continue to strive for a future where everyone can feel safe and secure. If you liked this video and want more histories of the weird, wonderful, and unexpected, please like and subscribe. What other object that we use every day would you like a deep dive into? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the history of locks and keys. I hope you've learned something new and gained a greater appreciation for the technology we often take for granted. The world of security is constantly evolving, and there's always something new to discover. Be curious. Think oddly.